Welcome everyone in this new video on Figma. Today we're going to look at the fifth icon, which contains the pen tool and the pencil tool, and also the editor mode. So the pen tool, as in all other graphics softwares, is handled through Bezier curves. Bezier is precisely the surname of the French engineer to whom we owe the application in the field of industrial design, in his case of automobiles, of these curves, which are nothing but the result of algorithms for solving parametric functions, whereby path can be represented as a set of segments, linear or curved, linked together by a set of active points. We start by plotting a point by left-clicking with the pen tool selected from here or pressing P on the keyboard, and see that if we do not hold down and simply click another point, a straight line comes out, while if we try again this time holding down and see that a curve is created, and this additional line with two more points is created too. Each active point, in fact, has two adjunctors called handles, which respectively determine the shape of the previous segment, the left handle, and of the next segment, the right handle, representing the tangents of the segment. The handles determine the type of curvature of the segment. For each handle, we have two adjustments, the slope and the length. We can have two types of point, though. Soft points, the handles work like a balance, equally and oppositely in terms of inclination, and in this mode, we can draw curvilinear or S-shaped segments, while corner points have handles that work independently, so we can also delete a handle by clicking on it and pressing delete on a keyboard. Even for handles, if I hold down without clicking, the line rotates 55 degrees at a time, and of course I can close the line I created by making two active points concealed one above the other and create a figure. The special feature of Figma, one of the most innovative features, though, are the vector networks. Most pen tools in other software draw paths that are either closed or have a defined direction, whereas vector networks have no direction and can branch off in different directions and back again. You can therefore create complex objects within the same object and with the same properties much faster than you can with the traditional vector path tools. Let's see how to do it. With the pen tool, we create a first point, then another one here without pressing while we click ESC, and then we are no longer bound to the last point. We can position ourselves again on the first one and make it the center of our branches in this way. If we hover over the various segments with the mouse, it will show us their midpoint, and we can create a new segment from here, perhaps now curved by holding down as we move. Now, one more very stunning feature is to select a point with Alt for Windows or Ctrl for Mac, held down, and this will copy, as with figures, the segments as well, but if one point connects several segments, they will all be duplicated together, like this. So we have seen that to exit the pen tool, we can click ESC on the keyboard and immediately the mode tool will reappear. Then to edit an already released line, we had to go into edit mode. The edit mode, which we introduced now, but actually has a lot of importance in general shape creation as well. Now let's see how. To enter edit mode, we just double click over a figure or a path, or even click from here over this first icon in the center. After that, we can select and move the points as we want. If we take a point and move it, we do not change his handles, while if we take its handles, we can change them with three different options found here. Mirrored in angle and length, so this means that they will shorten or lengthen together and be mirrored even at the same angle. and therefore the previous and following segments that the first and the second control respectively will also do the same. While if we are mirrored only in angles, it means that one handle can be longer and one shorter, but they will still keep the same angle. Finally, no mirroring means that the two handles are completely disconnected from each other and I can create any kind of curve. I also have a corner radius here, so a function to give a radius of curvature to corners, both those already rounded and those created by true straight lines, like this. In fact, therefore, my path has become a line, a complicated one, and then the panel on the right I can go and manage the color, the thickness, and in short all the functions that we have already seen in the previous video. Make the line dashed and put caps arrows. If a vector path with more than 2 endpoints is selected, Figma will display the endpoint properties in the advanced stroke menu. We choose this time a cap for all of them, and if we wanted to put one different from all the others, we have to select it on its own because you can edit the caps independently when the whole vector path is selected, and so to edit the caps independently you have to select a single point in edit mode. To give a fill to our shapes, we use this icon here, the paint bucket. We press it and go into position over the part to be filled with color, and the drop will have a plus. We click and we'll have the default gray, which then of course we can change, and if we then reposition, we have a minus inside the drop, and clicking will empty the shape. You can add different fields to separate regions of a vector mesh as long as they are separated closed regions. So let's try making a shape with 2 different parts even quickly, and then give 2 different fields with 2 different colors. This other icon here is needed in case we want to turn an edge of a figure into an adjustable Bezier curve with the handles and all the options we saw before, so not a simple rounding given by the corner radius. And finally, if we select a point and want to delete it, we have to click Delete or Backspace plus Shift, and the shape will readjust without this point by putting together the handles of the 2 new contiguous points. So to conclude, we see that any shape in the Shape tool, when viewed from the edit mode, is also composed of active points. So let's try making a rectangle out of it and then duplicating it. If with the latter we enter the edit mode, from here we see that we can move every single point, and with the bend function we can make edges and verticals become curves. While precisely in the main create mode we cannot move or change a single vertex at all. Let's now go on to the pencil tool immediately below, which is used to draw freehand with a mouse or a connected graphic tablet. Then actually the stroke is slightly modified by the software itself to make it cleaner and more continuous and less flickering. And you can draw on the canvas as well as on other elements. By default, the pencil tool draws with a 3-pixel round stroke in black, unless you are drawing on a dark canvas frame. We can choose both before or after a fill color, stroke weight, and endpoint style from the section, because again, we can put caps and decide the shape of the caps in short. As always, of course, just hold down Shift while drawing to have a straight line, and then the pencil tool remains active until you select another tool or press ESC. However, the pencil tool corresponds to vector path. It does not use pixels, and therefore the drawing will always remain sharp. To delete a pencil sketch, there is no erase tool, but just select the sketches you want to remove from the drawing area or the layers panel and press delete. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching so far. If you found the video interesting, please leave a like and a comment for any doubt or suggestion. Subscribe to the channel, and if you feel like supporting us, you can also subscribe to help us create new content all the time. And we'll see you in the next video.